Hello everybody, I'm Yasumi Jumbo. Welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime. And in the last episode we got, in the longest episode in this Let's Play series so far, in this episode we are going to finally finish this game. And you might also notice I have not 100% of this game, and I'm not going to bother doing that, even though I said sometimes I would probably do that. But then later on I was like, nah, I think I'll just go ahead and finish the game because I don't really feel like exploring every single area 10 times over, combing every single fucking corner just to get another 5 missile expansion. I only have 215 as opposed to I have like 8 more missile expansions to go. That's how math works, right? And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I just want to beat this game. So I don't care what anybody says. And like, you can go ahead and leave your comments in the below expressing your disappointment. That's perfectly fine because I don't care. Alright. And I'll go ahead and look up on YouTube the ending, the secret ending of each and every Prime game that I Let's Play, and put them at the end because I am not going to be bothered 100% any of these games. So either way, things are going great, and we can unlock an area to the impact crater, which was sort of foreshadowed, but and could it be? Is it Ridley Scott, the most hyped character for the new Smash Brothers? Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, my most hyped character for Smash Bros. Is Ridley, with Simon / Richter being my second most hyped newcomers. And, oh wait, I forgot about Daisy, because, shocker. Honestly, Daisy is my least favorite. My least hyped character. And now, it's time for the fight against Meta Ridley. The fights against Ridley are easily the best fights in the game. And in this game, I have no objections. This is without question the best fight in the game, in my humble opinion. There's still one more boss fight to go after this, but this fight is amazing. And also, fun fact, there's a way to cheese this boss fight, basically. Now, I'll go ahead and explain it later on. I mean, the fight is a little drawn out, if anything, but it's an insanely epic encounter. It's easily my favorite Ridley fight, and it's also the best fight in the entire game. In the trilogy, though, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. I mean, it's just like, you know, that... And, of course, the plasma beam... No, not the plasma. The wave beam's hyper missile variation is the best in the game because because it makes this boss fight absolutely trivial. And so does the boost ball, but yeah, I said I would get to that. Yeah, and also the boss theme is also pretty solid. It's not my favorite Ridley theme. I think the Ridley themes from Other M and the new one are better. And this goes without saying. And I think the Omega Ridley battle theme from Metroid Prime 3 is also way better. Oopsie, spoilers. Oh, fun fact, when he is on the ground, you can go into boost ball mode and boost into his chest, so like when he's like that, and you can cut his health down to size and that, but I'm not going to do that because I want to fight him fair and square. I've done it multiple times. It's like, this jackass is just begging for it. I mean, like, I don't get what your issue is, but yeah, the plasma coil just makes short work of this boss fight when he isn't flying 50 million miles away from the galaxy. Like, and who says that Ridley is too big for Smash? And I would say this is... Did I already say this? I think this is my favorite Ridley fight. Least favorite Ridley fight, I think, is either Metroid... Super Metroid and... Wait, what are you talking about? It's still not it? Don't want to waste my missiles just yet. Yeah, let's go ahead and pump them full of that, even though every single shot is missing. Yeah, thanks, game. Perfect Wii motion controls at best. Let's see, the fight with him in the first game, I never got further than Burnstar Depths, or the place where you fight Kraid, because that game is not very fun. It's aged pretty badly, if I would say. What the hell? Why isn't he coming down to do that? I thought he had to be half health. Then again, I guess I didn't want this second phase to go on for too long. What the heck was that? I mean, you rewind that. You guys saw that too, right? I can't see it right now, but an additional explosion that just showed up out of nowhere before anything made impact there. There we go. Yeah, this fight is great. The Super Metroid one is kind of boring. Yeah, I don't think any of the fights in there. Oh, looks like somebody's home from work. All right, hang on, give me a second. Nope, false alarm. It was just something tapping on my door. It was just my imagination. Maybe my apartment is haunted. Or maybe it's just because the AC is knocking the blindfolds. This fight's great. For some reason, there's no fight with him in Metroid Prime 2. I think there was supposed... Oh, I guess that's something I could talk about in the next Let's Play. Sorry, you're just gonna have to wait on that. I mean, of course, you guys have had to wait for a while on this. You know what? Let's just go ahead and finish this guy off. That's why. You douchebag. I mean, I'm glad you're in Smash Bros. Didn't mean you have to murder Mario and Mega Man for that. The fights against him in Metroid Prime 3 are really good. Other M, it's one of the better qualities of that game, I feel, is that the boss fights are really good in that game. Even though the gameplay is far from stellar. Perfect. I meant the gameplay of Other M is really solid. Far from perfect, but so that glitch is still in here, isn't it? That's... Sorry, I keep hearing weird noises. Maybe the apartment is haunted after all. Hee hee. Will you stop doing that butt stomp attack? You're not slamming the ground with your butt, you're slamming it with your feet. But I get it, but stop it. And, oopsie, I'm out of missiles. Okay, great. There's no way to replenish items now that he's destroyed all the monuments. Ugh. What the heck? Not taking damage like he's supposed to be. Wait, huh? Never seen him do that before. Oh, and also, can I say, spoilers for Samus Returns. The game's been out for the game's been out for over a year, so you have no excuse. I think the game came out sometime before Danganronpa 3. Which, if you ask me, I like Danganronpa 3 better than I like other Metroid Samus Returns on 3DS. Yeah! By the power of Nintendo, you shall, I guess, lasered in the chest. And again, you gotta ask, why the heck did that happen? Because magic. Space voodoo magic. Okay, so who's ready to help? Who's ready to watch me finish this game? Of course, it's just a heading down to the impact crater, and this is, no joke, the smallest level in the game. It's the last level, and it's also the smallest. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save right here. It's so strange that like half the boss fights in this game are great, the others are at best. I mean, I will get that 100% scan log. And now we have random lizards that you can buy at a Petco or something. And this is where they were originally supposed to show up, the stupid fission Metroids. This level is the main reason I hate the fission Metroids. And no, it's not fusion Metroids, it's fission Metroids. And I can prove it right here. This is one of these assholes right here. See, fission. Fission. That made no sense to me as a kid. Like the Metroids are kind of annoying, but as is. But this area, you have to go through a long trek up an entire series of platforms where there's very little margin for error, and also, no, there's no collectibles in here. And if there are in this level, and if there are, then please send me a link that proves otherwise, because I have no idea. Last time I played this game, I almost 100%ed it, and I gave up trying to find that last missile expansion. And of course, that's why to this day I still haven't. Maybe that last missile expansion is here, but I'm not gonna bother looking for it because we only have one thing to do, and beat the final boss. But it's 2 Metroids you have to deal with. I mean, the power bombs, if you don't feel like wasting power bombs, that's like the only way to cheese them. But if you don't want to do that and not feel like a cheap ass, then you had to do it the annoying way. And of course, those fission Metroids are the bane of my existence in this entire game. And I'm pretty sure there's some enemies I absolutely despise in the other 2 games. I just can't think of them right now. Those games have boss fights that annoy me more than enemies. It's like, oh, the enemies are not nearly as annoying, but some of the boss fights are annoying. And whatever this thing is, I don't know if that's, yeah, I think that's just a thing. Like right before you can even say what the heck is this, what the heck is a horror what the heck is that thing from It doing inside my Metroid game? Well, complicated story aside, this is actually a heavily evolved Metroid, or at least I really hope I'm right about that, that was experimented on and became an absolute demon deity sort of thing. And if you're thinking, man, this final boss is kind of random, isn't it? That's because Yeah, it is totally random, especially if you don't know how to read properly. But this is, in my opinion, one of the best final bosses in the entire franchise. And you know what I was gonna say? I think 2 has the best final boss, but I'm like, no, it doesn't. As once we get to that game, you'll understand. You'll know what I'm coming from. And yeah, this is also another boss fight that gets wrecked by the super missile variation of the wave beam. Why do I keep calling it plasma? But man, this design is pretty sick. And of course, this boss fight is also heavily destroyed by the ice spreader. And of course, I say heavily. Wait. In the old GameCube version, there was a thing that whenever he was running through, he would pass overhead, and you would bounce out of the crevice. Is that no longer a thing? Something. Now I'm just gonna warn you, this boss fight is long. It can go on a little long. Some of the boss, if anything, they go on a little longer, but you know, it doesn't really bother me as much. The heck? Oh, you're not even gonna... Oh, you cheating ass crack. That's just douchey. Like, he wouldn't even give me a chance. Oh. Well, that's a nice spreader that's completely wasted. Like, kind of a cheating ass crack to try and pull that shit on me. There we go. Hang on, is he gonna do it this time? Oh, I guess that was just a thing in the GameCube version. Whoa. I thought he was trying to fire out those orbs. There we go. I guess that was just a thing in the GameCube version because this is also a new thing. He's supposed to have his eyes open, allowing me to attack him while he's trying to grapple me. I'm not like going crazy, right? Like, somebody in the comments, please tell me, is this thing, or am I just going nuts? I mean, of course, it's very likely. And I also think it is admittedly kind of amusing how he twerks and contorts. Yeah, and just keep on running away like the little bitch you are. Not to brag, but I do feel like I'm making some what? Now I think this, I could be totally wrong. Leaning towards that, I might be wrong. But I think this is the last phase. Get down, get down. Still not doing it. What the heck? Whenever he passes through. And it's like, oh, you're gonna change your colors in order to try to get away from me? That doesn't work for me, Sonny. This boss fight is the main reason you would want those hyper beam variations, because they just destroy him. I mean, it destroyed just about everything, honestly. Get on, get on! Ow! At least I had something exciting happen there. There we go. Yeah! And he just clipped to the ground. It's really funny. Alright. And of course, you can probably rest easy knowing that that thing is dead, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and risk life and limb, head down there anyway. So cheesy. Oh yes, can't forget, you gotta scan these. Metroid Prime Core Essence of Metroid Prime. Now, try attacking it, it's not gonna matter because holy crap, it's not doing anything. Like, yeah, go ahead. I'm just trying to prove it to you. I mean, of course, you can just go ahead and take that face value since I'm whatever. Oh, oh, he switches to this and then that. And one thing I want to point out is like, it's like you got like a bunch of weapons. You got like the phazon beam. What's the phazon beam? Presses high concentration of phazon. You damn right it does. And let's go ahead and unleash this. Hell yeah! I imagine this would be easily the most broken weapon in the game if you could use it outside of this boss fight, but you can only use it in this fight, which is admittedly disappointing, but you know what? Whatevs. And I'm pretty sure I missed a scan log, otherwise. Oh. Yeah, ate it! Admittedly, this part is the weaker of the two phases because Shockwaves, that's all he does. Some of Metroids, that's all he does. And admittedly, just go on. This design reminds me of Megamind, except he has tentacles. Maybe some people at DreamWorks were a huge fan of this game. Like, hey, you know, that looks like an original character that we can totally not steal from Nintendo. Maybe incorporate some new attacks that he can actually pull off as opposed to... You get to see this in action. Bam! Wow, that barely did anything to him. The reason I'm not tempted to say that this boss fight is that the Metroid Prime is the best boss fight in the entire final boss in the franchise is because this phase is drawn out and it's not that epic, despite what the music would say. Ouch. Ow. Awfully rude of you. Get some plasma beam right in the face. That's gotta be painful. I mean, like the way you're screaming doesn't exactly stuff. You know what? Like, I should totally be focusing on the boss fight instead of this, but if it isn't me, or can anybody else agree that this kind of looks unfinished? That model looks really unfinished. Oh, you were right there. It doesn't even matter. Yeah. And sometimes he'll even be a cheating ass crack and not even bother putting down pools without switching visors. You see? Total douchebag. Yeah, come on. Are you directly in my face again? Yes, and that's awfully rude of you. Take it to the face. Oh, yeah, we did it. Huh, this cutscene actually goes on a lot longer. Doesn't go on as long, that's what I meant to say. Dang. I mean, yeah, it kind of goes without saying, but how the heck did you jump out of there? Your jumping abilities in this game, it's a lie. But right on. Those flame textures have not aged as gracefully as I remember. Right on, Mark Hutchinson. Okay, well, thank you. So, yay, we finally beat Metroid Prime, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get an assload of comments exclaiming immeasurable disappointment after this episode goes up. And honestly, leave your comments. You know who you are, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Anyways, also fun fact about that little ending. Uh, I remember it's like I've mentioned before. We've had foster children before. There's a couple of them who saw the ending of this game and was like, "Wow, you played as a girl? Wow, that's so stupid." And I'm like, "What? That's." And nowadays, I probably say, "You sexist piece of garbage. That's stupid." If you to if you to think that, like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Girls can't be protagonists either. Yeah, like, people didn't know that Samus was a girl in the first Metroid until they beat the game in like an hour or something. But I didn't know Samus was a girl until I played this game. That shows you just how. Then again, I did play Super Metroid, but I didn't remember anything about that. But it registered no shock with me whatsoever. That kind of shows you how deadpan and stupid I am. But yeah, if you ask me, this is the best Metroid game ever created, at least until Metroid Prime 4 comes out and blows our socks off. Which, I gotta say, that's one of my most hyped up games coming out. And I'm just gonna go ahead and keep talking like this and draw stuff out. And this is also one of the more, I feel that this is one of the more underappreciated series by Nintendo, which of course anybody can say. Like, games like Star Tropics, Star Fox, and even F-Zero. Like, I think F-Zero holds the title of being the most ignored franchise, because there's like Mario and Zelda, which makes sense because they're bigger franchises. Like, Metroid is getting its due, no question there, which makes me happy. Because we got Metroid Samus Returns. I mean, granted, we did get Metroid Prime Federation Force, which is a game I didn't even bother playing. Which I have virtually next to no desire to play that whatsoever, honestly. But if someone gave it to me, I would take it. And then there was Samus Returns, which was a very good game. And of course, we have a brand new Metroid game coming out sometime next year. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. We know that it's in development, which makes me super happy. We finally get a new Metroid game. New Metroid Prime game, a proper Metroid Prime game. Wow, that didn't look upscaled at all. Wow, that 92% and hyper mode difficulty. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no thanks. I'm not gonna bother. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I might as well. Okay. Kind of wishing I didn't do that now, because if this footage corrupts, I'm gonna be super pissed. But if this video is up, then there's no point crying over non-spilt milk.